Brad, switching gears to the 2022 season, question coming in regards to, again, from our guy E-Dub Kane, the position group that will take the biggest jump forward this fall.
I think this is a really tough question to answer, but it's a good thing, right? There's so many positions you could say. We could say the offensive line just based off the coaches that we're bringing to the table, along with the experience that we have and all the guys coming back. The camaraderie is going to be there. You also look at the running back position, right? We're about 4 or 5 deep with a lot of skills that is going to be bring to the table. We know what Josh Gaddis likes to do with our running backs, and then you bring in a coach like Kevin Smith, who can do a lot for this running back group. That's going to be good as well. But if I got to pick one, Mark, it's got to be the cornerback room. I think the cornerback room, you look at a guy like Jamil Adai, he is not only a good recruiter, but he's a great developer, great teacher. We stole him from a great organization at Georgia. And I think when you look at the position group we have so many, not only young guys, but we have a lot of good veterans, the DJ Ivies, the Al Blades. Gilbert Fryerson's obviously going to be moving a lot more inside. You got Avonte Williams that could play safety and corner. You got so many weapons on the cornerback position, and you bring in a guy like Daryl Porter Jr. as well, who we haven't really talked about, the transfer guy, who I think potentially will start alongside with Tyreek Stevenson as well. So when you bring all those guys together and you bring a coach like Jamil Adai, what he's been doing at Georgia the past couple of years, I think it's got to be the cornerback room.
So we'll stay on that side of the football, but get back into the recruiting discussion as we have made our way through offense and started on the defensive line. So if anybody's joining us right now, as people continue to filter in, you know what you do. You're only getting a slice of it. So wait for the video to post and then check out the full discussion afterwards. We've got Brad Tejeda on the line from Canes Insight. So you've talked about it on here. I know you've covered it a zillion times and really gone in depth on Canes Insight regarding the lack of linebacker play in recent years for quite a long time. And now looking at the 2023 class and who the targets are there for a very important position, where do we stand?
With the linebacker position group right now, there's a couple guys that stand out in my opinion. You got Malik Bryant right off the bat. He will be committing July 23rd in Miami with another prospect in Peyton Kirkland at the offensive line. Both of those guys will be visiting next weekend for Legends Camp. And Malik Bryant's one of the biggest names to look out for at the linebacker position group. It's going to be between us and Alabama and, of course, Florida, who's been on him as well. But you also got Raul Aguirre. He's going to be, another name to look out for. I don't think we land him, but, I think with the staff that we have, you can't rule out anyone at this moment. You also got Robbie Washington, who's a current commit in this class, and Tamir Robinson, who in my opinion is one of the freakish athletes out there. He's 6'3", 240 pounds, and he runs a 40 and I believe like a 4.45, 4.5. So he's a very physical specimen. He can do just about everything. Another guy is Tackett Curtis and Stanquan Clark out of Miami Killian as well.
All right, Mr. HD, we'll just stay right in line with you. Cornerback is up next, Brad. So cornerback position in the 23 class.
Yeah, with the cornerback position, I think the most recent name you got to look out for is Sharif Denson. We recently just offered him this past weekend after working out with Jamil Adai. He is a name that's been, climbed up the boards. He's a frame that is similar to a Kamari Rogers. I think someone in the chat mentioned Chris Graves earlier when I was talking about the cornerback position. Those are two guys that Sharif Denson kind of fit. But he is a prodigy from Florida as well. So Florida is in the mix for a guy like Sharif Denson. You also got Kamari McLean, who was at Lake Gibson but is now transferring to Lakeland. Obviously, Florida, Alabama, Miami. I believe Miami's going to push as much as they can to try and get Cormani in Coral Gables as soon as possible. And then last but not least, you probably got Damari Brown. Again, we talk about legacies. Damari Brown's a legacy of Delvin Brown, as you know. I believe it's going to be a Miami and Clemson battle. It seems like the last couple weeks there's been a lot of Miami Clemson battles, and it's gone in our favor with a guy like Reed Miska, possibly Nathaniel Joseph, and I wouldn't be surprised if Damari Brown is another one to look out for as well.
As Travis mentions here, my guy Brad, Mark, great guest. It's also interesting and very exciting for me to find out who my biggest fan is tonight. He's from the Bahamas, CJ Taylor. Mark, your biggest fan from the Bahamas. CJ, it's good to see you. Thanks for being here.